Our aspirations as mankind is growing. We have begun to question ourselves and are trying to delve deep within, to understand ourselves and to grow. We want to operate out of a deep sense of purpose. We have realized that humans can alter their lives by altering the attitudes of mind. Here's an attempt to connect, share, get some of the successful people to open up and in the process learn and find the best within us. An attempt to delve into their minds, thought process and attitudes. How they think, feel, operate, and what are the habits that make them who they are. In the process, accept ourselves with all our insecurities, vulnerabilities, fears, and work towards transforming ourselves and in making ourselves our better version for today and tomorrow. I'm Satish Rao. I'm a vlogger, abundance crusader, and I'm passionate about bringing in abundance in all areas of our lives.
So welcome to the Abundance Show. Today we have Coach Johncey with us. In fact, Johncey George is an internationally certified coach from the Coach Federation on leadership and life coach. He is also focuses on coaching introverts. That's his specialty. And is India's leading leadership and career coach for introverts. He helps them celebrate their strengths and become successful as leaders. Being an introvert himself, he understands their thinking process. He combines this knowledge, his corporate experience, leadership skills, and his coaching experience to help create more and more leaders among the introverts. Johncey has 23 years of corporate leadership experience and has done his Bachelor's in Engineering in Computer Science and Management Education from IIM Bangalore, Harvard Business School, and ISB Hyderabad. His company, Johncey George Consulting Private Limited, does leadership development through coaching under the brand name of Coach Johncey. So Coach Johncey, welcome to the Abundance Show.
Thank you, Satish. Thank you.
Great having you here. So let me begin with asking you this question. What has been your background and what was your life like before you became a coach?
Right. So I as you rightly said, I come with 23 years of corporate leadership experience. I was the chief operating officer of a software company called Skelta. Then the software delivery center head for a London-based company called Introverts. I was then the delivery excellence head for global delivery division of Schneider Digital. So I led several successful software departments in senior positions and led various operational initiatives within those corporates. So that has been the kind of background I come with. So I've done my executive programs from IIM Bangalore, Harvard Business School, ISB Hyderabad. Yeah, that has been my educational background too.
Great. So how did, I understand that you're the first, I think, introvert coach for the introverts. So how did this thing come about of being a coach, of course, but that too for introverts?
Right. So, yeah, maybe I'll talk a little bit about my childhood, right? During my childhood days, I was branded as a shy person. I remember my parents and my siblings would say that, when guests come home, I would just run away. I had limited friends in my neighborhood that continued when I was in school, college, and even when I joined organization, I had very limited friends. The circle of friends were very limited. At the same time, I was considered a quiet and nice child, in my younger days. But when I came into the corporate world, I had my own challenges. I was told my bosses that, I don't speak up in meetings, I don't mingle with others, I behave as if I am clueless in meetings. So there were situations where, I faced a lot of challenges, when I wanted to grow in my organization, when I want to grow as a leader. So there was a time when I was struggling in my corporate world. And at that point of time, I went through a leadership coaching program myself. And I realized, that, I have a lot of strengths, which I have not been using. And that is something which I started using, and that helped me grow as a leader in the organization. Now, when I look back at the organization, I also see a lot of people like me, struggling. And when I look and compare myself with others, with them, I see that they are also introverts like me, and there's something that I can do for them, is what I thought, and that is where the whole idea of leadership coaching for introverts came in. Satish, you're on mute.
Thank you, Johncey. So in fact, I being an extrovert, sometimes I face another opposing challenge, exactly opposite to what you are talking about introverts. Sometimes when you are with introverts, when they don't speak up, and when you end up speaking a lot, at the end of the day, you feel, my goodness, have I done too much of what I done? Like for example, it really ends up like you bashing yourself. So I think everyone has their set of challenges, and I think each one needs to realize that you're not sailing in a boat alone. There are so many other people along with you. And it's just that sometimes we tend to be too harsh on ourselves. And I think what you're doing for introverts is something really commendable. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what are the challenges faced by introverts, especially in leadership positions today?
So, before we talk about the challenges that introverts face, who are introverts, right? The definition of introverts are often misunderstood. And I also understood this quite a bit when I saw this TED talk by Susan Cain, who spoke about introverts. That talk itself gave me a deeper understanding of who introverts are. So introvert doesn't mean that one is a shy person, or one is a person with not having enough confidence. Introvert would just mean that they would like to spend time in a quiet environment. They would like solitude, and that is where they gain their energy. While extroverts are people who gain their energy when they are out with other people. Now, if you look at the corporate world is designed for extroverts. What do I mean by that? We are expected to collaborate. We are expected to network. We are expected to be with other people. We are expected to be in parties and speak with a lot others. And often these are energy draining activities for introverts. And introverts are exactly opposite, like how extroverts are in that sense, right? So, and often what are the other challenges faced by introverts? Because they are quiet in nature, often they are not considered as leadership material. People would say that they are very lonely person. They don't interact much. Yeah, they are often not considered for leadership positions in the corporate world. And that is something I wanted to change. I myself overcome those challenges. Hence, I thought that I would be able to help people to overcome these challenges. And I have seen my own team members struggle in the corporate world. I have seen a lot of people who have a lot of potential struggling in the corporate world. And I really, really wanted to help a whole lot of them. And that is why, this particular path which I chose. Yeah.
Very nice. So, I think one of the challenges, like you said, for people is that what the other people in the management or the leaders in that company think of these people in terms of their perception about these people. So that could be a major challenge for them to take up leadership roles, right?
Yep, absolutely. And the other thing is that because introverts don't speak up too much, they don't brand themselves well. So people don't know what they are capable of, or what are the kind of work they have done. It's not spoken too much. So other people do not know that there are some good work being happened by introverts. So that is personal branding, hence, is very, very important for introverts. Also, learning the right art of networking, that is also very, very critical.
Mm-hmm. Right. So can you name a few famous personalities that we know of in the public domain who have been introverts?
Yeah, this would come as a surprise for many people. Actually, over 30% of world population are introverts. And some of the famous introverts documented, when I searched on the internet, Mark Zuckerberg, Marissa Mayer, Bill Gates, our own Mahatma Gandhi, Steven Spielberg, Warren Buffett. These are all leaders who are introverts, and they have done extremely well in their particular field. So if they can be leaders, these CEOs can be, these CEOs are introverts and they are doing well. We all can. That's a message for me, for the introverts.
Super, well said. Very nice. Oh, this is really an eye opener. Okay. So, how do you help introverts, and what is the process that you take them through, Johncey?
So, Sadish, as you said, I'm also an introvert myself, and I said that earlier. I understand how introverts think, their thinking process, the challenges they face, or why do they behave the way they are behaving. So, hence, my first step for them is to help them go through a self-discovery process, help them understand themselves better. What are their strengths? What are their values? What is the purpose? What are certain beliefs which are holding them back? This is something which I help them understand. When they go through my coaching session, and these strengths are something. Once they understand that, some of the challenges introverts face, they can overcome these challenges using the strengths which they already have. That is something which I help them with. I also provide them with unique strategies, guidelines, framework, which will work well for introverts, which I've tried, tested, and I've been successful. So I help them with that. And if something doesn't work for them, I kind of spend more time with them, have conversation, and help them figure out what will work for them. So my coaching process is working with them and help them understand what is unique in them and what will work for them.
Wow, that's very good. That's very good. In fact, I'm reminded of one of the incident that I used to have, where I used to share with some of my friends. Like I spoke to this gentleman for so long, and then the only thing that I got in response was this. So then when I got a different perspective from my friend, what he said to me was that, no, Sadish, I think your understanding of the situation is wrong. Probably you did not give him a chance to express himself. So it is not that they have been actually kind to you and considerate to you, and they listen to you out fully, whereas you were not probably considerate enough to probably give them a chance, or give them a chance to be and you be an audience to them. So sometimes our thinking is so much superficial, understanding of human beings is so superficial, that we tend to lose out on so much good relationships that we can develop along the way. Yeah.
Absolutely. And one of the strengths of introverts are building deeper relationships. If you look at introverts, they have limited friends, but the number of even if the friends are limited, the relationship which they build with them is quite deep. And if you look at the corporate world, deeper relationships are essential. Even for closing a sale, for example, or for influencing others. So introverts have those strengths in them. It is just that they need to express them more often, and they need to learn when to use that.
Wow, great, well said, well said. So I can just go on to something lighter now. So what are your hobbies, Johncey?
So one of the things I do sing, and I play piano.
Nice.
So the other thing which I do is I watch comedy serials.
Okay.
Then I love going to malls and go to a bookshop and sit there, browse, and buy a few books and come back. That is something which I love to do. And now with IPL coming up, I would be spending quite a bit of time with my son and some late evenings with him. Yeah.
Nice. So, what does a typical day or routine look for you, and how do you stay focused in what you're doing, Johncey?
Yeah. So, finally, this is all about knowledge and how you can help another human being. So, one of my core values is lifelong learning. I need to upskill myself every single day. I need to upskill myself understanding human behavior, better my understanding about emotional intelligence, and also sharpen my own coaching skills. Coaching is not about telling people what to do. It is about exploring with them, having that conversation, understand their emotions, and helping them succeed. So I continuously upskill myself, learning how to improve my own coaching skills. Being an introvert myself, networking is not natural for me, and being a business person, we all know that we need to network, and we need to continuously sharpen that skill, and so that is something which I do. I spend quite a bit of time learning, reading, attending various courses. Yeah, that is something which I do to make sure that I'm on top of the game. Yeah.
Great, great. I think one of the good things that happened in the last few months is that we have access to the best of coaches and best of leadership material from across the world. And I think it's the best time you can spend with now learning from people, other people. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, Johncey, what is the growth plan for your company?
Satish, when I started this organization, like I said, I saw people struggling in the corporate world, and that was something which I felt was not right. People are not being promoted because, like I said, they are not considered leadership material. But introverts are leaders. They can be leaders. It's just that they need to be kind of guided the right way. So one of the vision which I've set for the organization is about touching 1 million lives. So I know that through one-to-one coaching, there is limitation with the time. So I have a program called Accelerated Leadership Success, where some of this knowledge is put up as videos, and I do leadership mastermind sessions every alternate week. That is something which I do. So whatever technology is available, I'm using that to reach to maximum people. So my idea is to touch 1 million lives, lives of working professionals and make them successful leaders. In fact, my company's tagline is building successful leaders.
Great, great. Super. That's very interesting. So, Johncey, thanks for the time that you spent with us. In fact, this concept of being a coach, that too for introverts, was totally new to me as well, and I'm sure for some of our listeners as well. And thanks for doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Thanks for inspiring people, for helping them to come out of the shell, and really realizing the potential that they really have in them. Right. So, thank you for what you're doing. All the very best to you, and see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Satish. It was a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you.